Hi, I'm Bashi with Saunders Speech and Voice. Today I wanted to talk to you about resonance. It's a huge component of voice, one of the things that we focus most on in therapy. And particularly today, I want to really focus on masculinization of voice. When we think about the voice, there's three interconnected systems that work to create the voice. There's the breath or respiratory system that works as the power of the voice. It's what gets the vocal cords buzzing and creates that tone that shapes our voice. We have the source of the voice, which is those buzzing vocal cords. That vibratory effect creates a pure tone. And then we have the filter or the resonance space that shapes the color and tone and characteristic of the sound that we make and also allows us to make different sounds that create language and meaning. When we think about resonance, we're thinking about ways that we can adjust the filter, both the length of the filter and the size of it, to create a different sound characteristic acoustically. Typically for feminine speakers, their vocal tracts, their instruments generally, are a lot smaller, so they have a brighter tone associated with it. The vocal tract is shorter, and the space in the mouth is generally smaller. So you get more of a tone, more like this, where the larynx is a little bit lifted, the lips are a little bit retracted, the tongue is high and forward in the mouth, taking up a lot of the space, and it creates just a brighter, sparklier sound that channels that sound energy towards the front of the face or the mask, allowing that sound energy to kind of bounce around in the sinuses and these small spaces, creating bright, sparkly overtones. Conversely, if we were to let the larynx relax down, drop the tongue in the mouth to create more space, round the lips a little bit more, we are both elongating the vocal tract from both ends and creating a larger, more cavernous space in the mouth that creates this deeper, darker, boomier quality that is a little bit more rumbly in the chest, less focused in the front. So when we're thinking about resonance, for masculinization, we're typically thinking about dropping things down, relaxing things, keeping the larynx lowered to create that big open vocal tract space. So a couple great things to think about here. First is postural. If you are a proud member of Shrimpers Anonymous and you are over your computer like this and your head is really anterior, it's going to affect your ability to relax the larynx down and keep everything really nice and dropped in for that deep, boomy, resonant quality. So something that a lot of folks find helpful is creating kind of a head hammock to keep the head more neutral. Listen to the difference when I'm in this neutral position versus when I stretch my head out. I'm not intentionally changing anything about my pitch here, but just the muscular interaction of me being in that more forward postural position really changes my voice. Huge change in that sound acoustically. So first things first, think about posture. Think about your head being over your shoulders over your hips. It's also going to help you get that engagement with your diaphragm so you have plenty of air to support your voice. The next thing to think about is this kind of dropped tongue posture with a low back position. The vowel ah naturally kind of has your tongue in a very low, relaxed position. And wherever our tongue goes, our larynx is going to follow. If our tongue is up high and forward in the mouth, the larynx, because it's attached and anchored to the same structure that the base of the tongue is going to go for a ride with it. So if we can keep our tongue relaxed and low in the mouth, it's going to allow the larynx to stay nice and low, which keeps that vocal tract long and allows us to have that deeper resonant quality. So a great way to do this is just like a caveman yawn, or like if you were like a big dopey giant and you were really tired and ready for a nap, how would that sound? Something to note here is we don't want to be like full fish mode, because that's going to be engaging the jaw in a way that's unnatural. Think about finding that yawn and then just letting gravity draw the jaw down. For that nice boomy quality. Another great thing to do here is put your hand on your chest so you can feel that rumble in the chest. When we really open up that resonance, It's sending sound vibrating in different parts of our body than we might be used to. Being able to tune into where that is and how it feels is a really essential component in being able to take a cognitive process of, ooh, I want to make my resonance bigger, and turn it more into a felt sense of, oh, I can tell I've got this big rumbly boomy quality I'm going for because I can feel it in my chest. It just helps to take some of the cognitive load off. Another great thing to do here, just to keep the jaw relaxed, is to do like Kevin a la Home Alone. Play around with that yawning, seeing just how big and boomy you can get. Now, when we're thinking about finding a pitch to play with for voice masculinization, we want to find a comfortable zone that honors kind of where our voice is at. With testosterone, your voice is going to drop pitch-wise, but even without testosterone, if that's not part of your transitional journey, vocal conditioning can help you expand your range lower. What we don't want to do is push it down to a place where it's uncomfortable and we're not really getting that good, healthy vocal cord vibration. It's something that will come with time. So what we want to do is kind of find the basement of our range and then go one step up. So play around with that with kind of a glide down. Oh, okay, I kind of like hit the basement and I can feel myself lose a little bit of stability. Let me feel that again. Oh, that's about my basement. Oh, what if I go one step above that? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. That feels a lot more stable. So when you're finding kind of a good place to practice, it doesn't have to be the very ground level. Just go up one more step, find a comfortable place, work on that vocal conditioning piece with semi-occluded vocal tract exercises, just playing with your voice, and that range will expand gradually. You just really want to honor where it's at. Other helpful notes for resonance is thinking about the lips. We're working to elongate the vocal tract from the bottom by letting the larynx drop. We're keeping the tongue low in the mouth and the jaw relaxed to create a big, large resonant space in the mouth. But we can also elongate the vocal tract from the front. So if you're thinking about rounding the lips, something like ooh, wow, oh is going to sound a lot darker than ooh, wow, oh. So thinking about adding a little bit of rounding, ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, will really help with that extra little bit of boomy quality.